Hello everyone, it's Leah and welcome back to a brand new episode of Enchanted Slumber. I'm so happy that you all are enjoying this series. Thank you all so much for all the support, for all the people that leave a like, comment, give me name suggestions and everything, and of course to my lovely members for being a part of my channel. So I'm in this very weird spot to start this video because there was something that just happened right now. You guys are probably already seeing the new texture pack changes, and I finally have a cute GUI texture. I finally found one that I felt like suited me, and it's just everything about it is perfect. We have sparkles for the hunger bar, we also got pink hearts and purple armor. For the most part, it doesn't have like the modded extra GUIs, but most of it does have all the purple background and it works really well, and this is what the containers look like. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with it. And second of all, I literally started recording because last episode I got some sort of like amulet or like a necklace or something, and I just dropped it on the ground, literally right here, like how I'm gonna drop this bed. I just dropped it like that on accident, and for some weird reason, it literally turned into gold ingots and diamonds. So after last episode, I haven't done anything crazy. I haven't gone mining. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, this is good, but I also really like the amulet because it gave me like night vision and everything. So I am a little upset about that, but at least we got more diamonds. You know, that actually reminds me, we should also probably make a diamond pickaxe. But before we get into any crafting for today, I did actually want to look through some of these magical trinkets and relics with you guys, because I think they need to be worn so that it could actually be useful to us. So first things first, we do have this diamond figurine of trapping, and I think this is one of those where you have to like drop it on the ground and it basically slows down all the mobs, and I'm pretty sure this is where the amulet was from that gave me all those diamonds. I don't remember which one it was. Okay, so I'm going to grab a few relics from the artifacts mod, the relics mod. You know what, we'll take all of them and we could kind of have a read at them together. So first we have one from magical relics, and this one you just have to drop it on the ground and it's supposed to slow down all nearby mobs, but I'm not really sure how useful that is. I feel like that is not really that good, especially if you're trying to run. But the other ones, we have a quiver, which should give you arrow storage. So I don't really know how the units work. It also gives you like experience points and everything. And it looks like we have to keep using it to level up in order to unlock other perks for it. Okay, there's only one problem with this quiver, and that is just the fact that it only goes in our back, which is not good for the backpack. For now, we'll just keep the quiver on, but then we also got this hunter belt, which gives you experience point for each attack, but it also gives us load capacity. It says increases the maximum number of slots for equipping relics. Oh, it gives us 2 extra slots. Wait, that is kind of amazing. We also got 2 capes, and this one is woven from steel-like threads that adjust to the wearer's armor, covering weak spots. Oh, so I would say it's kind of like basically a shield, right? It says it has the impact shield, which the cape hardens upon impact, blocking the hit with a flat chance per armor, depending on the chance, max 50%. So the flat chance for this is 3.51, which seems pretty bad. But I do have another one. Let me see. This one is level 3 out of 5 for quality. And this one is a level 4 out of 5. So they actually have levels to it, which is really, really cool. Obviously, I want to level up the one with a better level. I had to either pick between the two. Huh, okay. Because we need protection and less deaths, I'm gonna put the quiver away for now. We also got 2 more things actually. So we got a mood worm, which is a symbiotic worm that manipulates the host's emotions, helping them adapt and thrive in shifting conditions. Quality is not that great, but it does say the worm changes its mood every 10 minutes, providing different benefits. So, when you're furious, it increases the damage and attacks burn enemies. When you're joyful, it increases the speed and luck. When you're gloomy, it reduces the damage taken and increases resistance to knockback. So, there's nothing really bad about it. But it seems like, oh my god, we could re-roll the stats. I also noticed there's like leveling points to it. I don't think I want to re-roll it. I feel like we're gonna get a couple of these things, so I feel like we could just keep it. Why did that just... We're joyful, so it gives us speed and luck. Wait, that's really cool. Now we have snowshoes, which allows the wearer to walk on powdered snow and makes ice less slippery to walk on. This one, I don't think it's like an upgradable relic, but oh my god. Wait, y'all, why are we dripped out? The shoes look a little goofy, but I think, yeah, we can turn it off. We could turn it off like this, but I feel like the belt really matches my outfit. As for the mood worm, I don't think we can actually see it. Do you guys see it anywhere? I don't know. I don't think we're really supposed to be... Oh, I see the worm. It's right there. I think it's on my left. Okay, the only thing I'll keep off is the snowshoes. I feel like that's going to be really useful when we explore a cold biome. Okay, now that we've got all of that sorted out, there's a couple of things that I want to upgrade as well as craft in this episode. So for starters, I would like to craft, I think, more maps because we are definitely going to need it for my atlas in this episode. So let's take out our atlas, and I think to craft a map we need a bunch of paper as well as compass. Okay, we should have enough maps for now, but we'll put that to the side. And another thing that I wanted to craft was my small backpack into the medium backpack, and then after that the large backpack. I do have a bunch of leather. I think that is actually the exact leather we need. Yeah, so we need 8 leather, and I also need black wool. So okay, perfect. We do have some black wool, and of course we need our backpack. I don't even know, is this gonna work? I feel like the recipe... Oh yes, perfect. So that turns into a medium backpack. Oh, that is so much more space. Yes, thank goodness. And we can also craft it into a now large backpack. Like so. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I don't know if there's upgrades per se. Oh yeah, they do. Well, that's not something I really want to work on, nor can I work on, but we'll definitely keep it in mind. I think we might need this like weird filter thing. I'm not sure, but we could look into that later. It also seems like my shield is just straight up about to break. It probably has like 2 hits on it, so I'm gonna go and craft another shield. I am basically running out of iron, but I also wanted to actually craft a bunch of tools because for today's episode we're gonna be doing something pretty crazy. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of like tools that I know I'm gonna need. So first we're gonna need a ton of pickaxes, and by a ton I mean like we're gonna fill this backpack up. Like so. Oh my goodness, this is kind of crazy to look at. And then we'll also get a bunch of axes going. I just know some of you guys are getting flashbacks to the first episode, but that is okay. This is all gonna be worth it. And then we are gonna get a couple of shovels going as well. And I think we'll make like 2 stone hoes maybe? I don't really know if I'm gonna need that, but I'm gonna make 2 just in case. Okay, it looks like our joy effect have run out, and it seems like we now have the gloomy effect. So the gloomy gives us reduced damage taken and increases resistance. It's really cool. Also, while we are here, I'm actually gonna go and make a diamond pickaxe because I don't know if we're gonna use it, but in case I find like any obsidian or anything like that, I am probably gonna mine it with a diamond pickaxe. So we will just keep it in my backpack for now. And also, I think we can combine these empty maps with my atlas if we just put it like this. I did steal this cartographer table from the village, by the way. But we just put the atlas, and this should give us 7 other empty maps, like so. Yes, okay. So we'll have like a bigger area where we can actually unlock stuff, I guess. And it looks like the pins that I put disappeared, which I'm so glad because it was really bothering me. So we have to be really careful with the way we place pins now. If it helps, we should totally add a pin right here at spawn. Still don't know how to remove it, but it's a pin. And of course, before I explain what we're gonna do for today's episode, I'm gonna go ahead and give Shimmer a little snack. Oh my gosh, I'm still so obsessed with her. So, the moment that we've all been waiting for. Some of you guys might be wondering, why do you just have a backpack full of like 20 million tools? Like this. Well, for today's episode, I actually wanted to go and attempt to build the biggest mega base that I've ever attempted to build. Yes, you've heard that right. I can admit that I am quite the cozy builder and I don't really like to build big things, but I really want to attempt to for this series. It's still gonna be cozy and of course very fairycore themed, but I did want to show you guys kind of like my vision for it and my ideas. So I'm gonna show you all where I'm planning to build it. So as you can probably tell, next to the flower I was born from, there is this kind of like little mountain, or well, big mountain. I plan to do a lot of terraforming over here, and when we come up, it does lead to my magic area. The above part of it will be my magic area, and I want to build my base going into the cave. So behind me is where we will be building the life-size terrarium, and of course, as the nymph of the server, it is going to be a flower-themed terrarium. So I hope you guys can sit back, relax, maybe grab a snack, and we're going to be collecting a bunch of materials, as well as building up the base, and of course, adding the details into the build. First, the list of things that I'm going to be going exploring for and gathering materials for are the glass, so we need a bunch of sand, saplings for wood types, moss and leaves, as well as lots and lots and lots of stone. So we shall begin, and I think I'm gonna start with placing a crafting table over here and also making chests to put all the materials in. So let's let the exploration and material gathering begin. Rose has started to build her starter base, which is so cute, by the way. And I just hope that in this adventure we find most of the things we're looking for, and also just a bunch of other new blocks to discover. Well, I had barely just left the area. This is literally where Rose's area is, and I don't think 7 maps will do the trick. So, oh no, back off. She is juking me. Even though we don't have any more empty maps to fill up the space, at least you can still see what general direction we're headed, so I technically won't really get lost. But I did find this structure over here. Wait, it has a chest of nothing. So on the north side, we did hit the ocean, which we'll explore eventually, but I want to avoid it as much as possible. What are you? Literally, what are you? Wait, I don't want to go near that thing. Oh no. Okay, I take it back. It feels like I am genuinely about to get lost. I hope that's not the case, but this area is looking familiar. Okay, I did just hit the village and the trees, but I guess I will kind of step into the snowy area. Wait, you guys. I have just come across azalea trees and also a fig. Okay. I'm sorry, don't get me wrong, I'm here to collect materials, but like, I would like a fig tree in my area. Wait, no, because this is crazy. I'm gonna be taking down this azalea tree, like so. This book, we can actually also break the things under me, but there should be a lush cave under here if there was an azalea tree. Oh my goodness, it's like another form of a bat. And look at this lush cave. We're gonna get so many things from here. There seems to be a mine shaft as well, so I am hikey gonna save the cords to this. Okay, I'm really guilty destroying this beautiful lush cave because I don't know if there's any closer one nearby at my base, but I just really need these materials, and I also need these glowberries as well. There is also an amethyst geode, and I'm gonna take this time to also mine a bunch of deep slate. I'm not sure if I'm gonna incorporate this into the build, but it's either gonna be deep slate or cobblestone or both. So I'm probably gonna go and collect a ton of this too. Yay, oh my goodness. This is like the most magical amethyst cluster I've ever seen. I'm also gonna gather a bunch of tuff right now because I might use this for my build. What is that? Oh heck no. Well, look who it is. Alright, I'm finally back up, and I saw that there's this Yuki Onna. Oh my gosh, she's literally the cutest thing. I need like a screenshot with her, I swear. No! Alright, we're just gonna keep heading east, and hopefully we come across some other materials like woods or possibly some sand. Ooh, fur log. Let's actually go ahead and grab you. Y'all, there's an Arctic fox which I really want, but I don't have any sweet berries on me, so we're just gonna have to let it go for now. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is literally all sand right here, which is kind of perfect for what I need. But first, let me gather this chest. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is a lot of stuff that I have been needing. I literally need obsidian for an enchantment table as well. So, wow, this was quite lucky. And I also, before we even start digging into the sand, I'm really excited, but I do see something that I have been looking for. Alright, don't come for me, but I'm definitely getting sidetracked right now. And this has nothing to do with the build today. But I really would like this blazing archwood log because this is going to be really useful for Ars Nouveau. Yes, we now have 6 saplings. Ooh, you know, we're just gonna... No. Oh, nope, nope, nope. I don't like the way they're looking at me. And I also see something over there, a stable, I think. But let me just stop getting sidetracked and actually start collecting all the sand. I'm scared. What is that and why did it spawn in my cave? Ew. I have run into a problem and that is because I have run out of coal to smelt all my glass. So I actually think this is enough glass for what I am envisioning, but I only have a little bit of coal left. Let's go ahead and check how much we have. So in total I have 36 coal, which is definitely not going to be enough, not for my food nor all the stone that I'm planning to smelt. So for this project to come to life, I'm gonna need to make an infinite lava source. And obviously we need to do that so that we can have infinite fuel source for my furnace just whenever we cook things and smelt things. So I think the lava will be the best way to do it. Unfortunately for us, I have not come across any dripstone whatsoever. So first I'm gonna begin by crafting some iron ingots into buckets because we're gonna need a ton of lava. Since I haven't found a dripstone cave, I figured this would be a good time to actually use this mod that you guys may know as Nature's Compass. So it's quite easy to craft. We just need saplings, logs, and a compass, which I believe we have all of those things. I think... No, I don't think we have a compass. We could just make a compass real quick and do that. And we will pick 4 saplings that we have a ton of, like this oak one. And I think that should be everything. So I hope this works, but I think we could just search up the dripstone caves. Like this one. Oh my gosh, wait, there's one not too far from us. Wait, okay, this is good. It looks like it's south side. It seems like the Nature's Compass is pointing to the south, so I'm gonna go head on over there to collect the dripstones as well as some lava. So luckily for us, the dripstone caves was really close to my house and it didn't take a long time to get there. So it was very challenging because it was underwater, and thankfully I did have my spellbook to help with that. So after that, I then decided to get lava, but I was attacked by the Grimoire monster, and I went into this tower to kind of wait out the night. And I actually went down and looted the looter chest, which gave me this weird spell, which I still don't really understand what it does. I think it pushes enemies away, but yeah, we stayed the night there until I was able to get the lava, and we got just enough for my lava source. Then I decided to craft the cauldron, and I also started to place down my fuel source, and it's not the best looking, but it will have to do for now. And let's be for real, is this really an episode of Enchanted Slumber if I'm not deforesting the forest? So then, plans have changed and I decided to basically terraform the top of my magic area and just kept digging. And you'll never believe what I did next. Of course I did more digging. Finally, I started to terraform and started to shape the ground to fit the build. And finally, I began to start building the base for the terrarium so that I could start building up. Though I wasn't really happy with the shape, so I actually ended up taking it down. So I moved things around and I started to place another layer to kind of fit the way I wanted it to shape. And the saddest part about this all is all the glass I literally had to break because at this point I did not have a lot of them. Then I was able to start building up the glass slowly but surely. Until I was rudely interrupted by this brigand. But don't worry because that didn't stop me and I kept on building up the glass as much as I could. That is until I ran out of resources. I noticed I only had 2 stacks of sand, which I figured was not going to be enough. I grabbed more lava and I also took out my nature's compass to lead me to the beach, which then led me to this really cute hamster. I totally was not getting sidetracked. So then I found a beach and started to, well, unbeach it. As I was appreciating the view of the beach, I was rudely interrupted. I believe it was called a Cecilia, but she did drop her shiny pearls. And finally, I thought that I was done after gathering 30 stacks of sand. So when I got home, I started to smelt the sand. As I waited for the sand to smelt, I also started to terraform the area around me, making it a bigger area for the terrarium to fit. I love how it turned out, but there's not really a way for us to get around as of right now, and I started to build up the glass once again. Finally, I never thought the day would come, but I did reach the top of the terrarium. Until I ran out of glass, that is, so I had to go back and grab some more sand. And you are not gonna believe it, I was not attacked by 1, not 2, but 3 Cecilias, which is crazy. So I continue on beaching the beach. Inside my cave area, I decided to get some cobblestone so that I could slowly but surely start to add in the details for the terrarium. I didn't want it to just be a blob of glass into this build, so I figured having some sort of like stone to hold it up and moss as well as grass surrounding the area would be perfect for a terrarium. So I finally start working on closing off the terrarium and I started to place all the dirt to kind of get the shape that I wanted for the top. Can we just talk about that flower to the right over there? I don't know, it seems a little suspicious. So I finally got the shape I wanted. I started to kind of add like boulders. I started to add color to it as well. Of course, in order for us to build flowers, I had to take down a few as well. But don't worry, I plan to bring them back later. And lastly, I'm adding the final touches to the build that kind of brings the whole terrarium together. And honestly, this has been a crazy journey and one that didn't really go as I had expected it to go. But nonetheless, I hope you guys love it just as much as I do. You guys, it might not sound like it, but it is 2 a.m. right now. And let's just say I've been at this for hours, building since 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. I don't even remember, honestly. So what you're about to see behind me is something that I don't usually do. So I'm very excited to have done this build. But at the same time, you guys, I am so freaking tired. But I'm finally done after all the glass that I've gathered, all the sand I had to smelt. Oh my god. So here it is. I'm so nervous. But this is my life-size terrarium. Basically, My idea was just initially to do kind of like a big dome or terrarium kind of going into a cave or coming out from a cave, but I figured I wanted it to be kind of above my magic area to kind of cover that, but it definitely turned out a lot bigger than I meant for it to. Not only that, but this build took me a lot longer than I expected because number one, it is a much bigger build than I would usually do, but also number two, I literally had stone tools throughout this time. And for sure, looking at this, I definitely want to add like a better gradient to this, but that's going to be something I kind of do over time. And I also want the stones from the bottom to come up more and kind of like not fully meet, but I want it to be higher than what it currently is at, terrain to follow like the shape of the dome and everything. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things we need to do. We need to make like a proper pathway and like proper entrances because currently there's like no way for me to get above here, but that is gonna be a project that we will be working on soon. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, especially me, I am gonna be going inside. And guys, it's kind of crazy just like looking at all of this because it is so much bigger than I meant for it to be. I planted some rainbow saplings. I'm currently waiting for them to grow, but this is supposed to be like my magic area, but since it's a lot bigger than I had meant for it to be, I'm kind of thinking of doing other things in here. I believe I died I think 2 to 3 more times aside from my 8-player deaths from just falling from the height. That's how much times I've died. I literally had so much levels up to like 31, but I fell off and it was just a crazy time. I don't know how much of it is gonna be included in the video, but the amount of times, you guys, I had to go back into like the beach area to gather more sand was insane. I'll even show you guys something really fun that you might like, but the view from up here is even crazier. I'm just kind of scared because I don't want to fall to my death, but just look, we could see everything. We could see Jocey's area over there. It is kind of covered by the trees, but I think that once she builds more, we're gonna see it. We see Rose's starter house, and just look how beautiful it is up here. I love it. It's literally amazing. Definitely did not expect to make this crazy build in the 3rd episode, but I'm really glad I did it. I just would not recommend doing it with stone tools. With that being said, I really hope you guys like the build, and I definitely will be adding more details, don't worry. And if you guys have any ideas on what I could do here aside from like a magic area, or like just like your thoughts if it should be my base, let me know down below. Also, when I was passing by this area earlier, I noticed that Jocey has left us a little something. Wait, this is kind of perfect because I could totally put this all in the new flower terrarium. I think this is everything. I'm not gonna place them down all now, but I do want to kind of have them ready there. I can put it here for now, and I think it's just gonna be so cute once we figure out where things are gonna go. Good day, it is a new day for me today, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still the next day at 1 AM. Listen, I just came from a 3 to 11 shift, but we're not going to talk about it because I want to play some Minecraft. So now that you guys are all caught up with the build that I did, I wanted to actually give some gifts to Jocey and Rose. Actually, before we go ahead and do that, let's grab a couple of things that I would like to show you all. And this is all just from basically looting and exploring. So this one, I got this Uni's windshield. It is a spellbook from Ars Nouveau, and so it shows these icons, which I don't know what they do just yet, but it generates like a ring around me, so I'm guessing it pushes mobs away. I don't know. And we also got this oxygenated stone figure of water breathing. I don't necessarily want to right click on it because I feel like it's gonna deplete when I do. And I also got some clam from I don't know what. I don't even know what it does. Yeah, I don't know. And we also got a bunch of shiny pearls from the Grimmer of Gaia mobs. I think they were the Cecilias, and we could craft it into a pearl block. And of course I got a Wixie token, which is obtained by using the spell on a witch that is less than half a health. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on before I went to bed because I would like to leave some gifts for Rose and Jocey because You know, as I was exploring, I feel like I did gather a lot of really fun things that I feel like they could also use. So we are just gonna go ahead and kind of put a little thing for them together. So I think I'm gonna give them these two Ars Nouveau saplings. These are the only two colors that I have, so I think I'm gonna share that with them. Okay, also we're just gonna ignore the fact that I had a diamond shovel in there because no, I didn't. There are also these freezing strings. I'm not sure what that does, but we could give them 2 of each. Ooh, we could also give them some sweet berries in case they want to grow their own. And since I did come across an amethyst geode, I think that would be perfect to give them. Ooh, I think we can also give them some flowering azaleas. And I'm gonna grow some of my flesh berries or glow berries, and we're gonna give it to them as well. Okay, it is straight storming out there, so let's go ahead and take a little nap. Okay, let me come out here, and I think we can start with Rose's area first. Okay, I don't know if I should leave it here in her basement, which is so cute, by the way. I think we'll just leave it outside, it's fine. Okay, I left a little message on Rose's box, and when you open it, this is what it looks like inside. Oh no! Isn't it time to fight, you guys? When I was like gathering materials for my build, I kept seeing them and I was really trying to avoid them. Bye! Okay, I just had to back up a little bit, but can I just say Jocey has literally been to work. There's like so much to her area. It's actually kind of scary. It has like a cute little storage area. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But anyways, enough snooping. I'm gonna go ahead and leave her gifts over here. I think... Oh, I want to put it in the mailbox. Okay, Jocey's box is now set up. Oh, and I just realized I got this ominous banner. I can't believe that this is where my base was originally gonna be, and that was just purely gonna be the magic area. But yeah, it's really cool. I did kind of already imagine the terrarium, like I said in the beginning, but at the same time, I think it turned out even better than I had imagined it to be. Okay, I am trying to grow more of these rainbow saplings, so I'm gonna go ahead and replant them real quick. Then the girls and I got together and we decided to begin our shared area together. I volunteered to make the enchantment area and everything was going so well until Jocey was attacked by a mermaid. So I guess you can say we had quite the crazy time earlier, but I figured this would now be a great chance to kind of show you guys where everything is going as of right now, and we did get a lot of work done in our areas. So first of all, we have this cute little bridge built by Jocey, and she already started kind of like a walkway around her area, and I think this is really cute, and I definitely want to start one of my own sometime soon. And this area over here, I think we're planning to add a shared community area where we could have like magic altars, maybe some magical trees surrounding the area. Over here we do have Rose's area, and once we cross the bridge, it takes us to our shared enchanting area. So Jocey had given me her enchanting table, and we figured that we would all kind of share enchantment place because it will help us just like get things started quicker. And obviously this way is going to be my whole area and house. Over here we can see Jocey's beautiful home, and it leads through the walkway where it kind of meets with everything, and it's just really adorable. It also looks like Jocey has left us another little gift that says a little guy for the glass dome. However, I am a little scared to let this butterfly out, so I'm just gonna put him in my backpack for now. So right now, I'm just gonna fix up this area a little bit and put some cute decorations around. Okay, here is the view of our enchantment area from the bridge. We just walk up here. I definitely need to make like a better path to it to make it more open, but it is kind of like a garden of azaleas, and I decided to surround it with some cute leaves. Really cute. We could add some like benches and things, but for now it just says, "Welcome to the Enchanting Glade." But the G couldn't fit, so I just put Enchanted. But once we head in, this is what it looks like. We're still lacking on some books, and hopefully I can bring some lapis in here soon, but we just have a little storage for all our enchantment stuff. And we have a little crafting table over here. And we can actually get out this way if we just do a little bit of parkour if we're ever like running away from a monster. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go gather some books throughout time in this episode, and hopefully we can enchant by the end. And I dyed these sheeps yellow because I needed them for the flowers. But let's go ahead and breed some of them so I could take their leather. So right now I figured I would make a better to-do list board because this one is just not cutting it anymore. Okay, I think this corner here will be the perfect area for the to-do board. So let's just go ahead and start lacing that. I really like the green wood, but we could also outline it with some of these petal blocks. And I think we could do maybe white at the bottom. Oh, it kind of looks like a flower. I didn't even mean to do that, but it's really cute. We could strip them. Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. I'm gonna add some azalea leaves to make it prettier. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm gonna avoid placing anything at the top now. Or I guess we could maybe put one over here. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I think that's perfect for now. For now, we can just keep it simple and put Leah's to-do list like this. And I think that is really adorable. I'll also try and add some paintings. I feel like that might add to it. Oh, that one is so long. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. Wait, I don't even like it in that spot. What am I doing? Nope, it's not good there. Maybe here? Wow, Oh wait, that's so pretty. Okay, we'll keep the paintings there. That's really cute. Maybe for now we can make it so that the empty hearts are kind of things that we still have to do, and the ones with filled hearts can be maybe things that we've already done. I don't know. This is very temporary because we're probably gonna fill this board up pretty quickly, but I kind of like the idea of being able to track down what I've done. And so far we've made this terrarium dome, and we also got an enchant area that we've just built. Those are really the only two things that I've built and finished, because this over here is quite unfinished still, so we'll probably get back to it later. So at the moment, this is already quite a long video, but I figured that today we can end it with some Ars Nouveau magic. It's not gonna be the only magic mod I dabble into, because we have Enchanted as well as Hexerai and a bunch of other cool ones as well. So there's gonna be quite a few mods that we get into, but even then I haven't worked with it in a long time, so it's still gonna be a process. But I know that we definitely need some amethyst, maybe some lapis. I mean, I think I'm just gonna bring up each of these like crystals in case we do need them. Okay, I'm just gonna take a couple of these in case we need them, but I think that should be all we need for now. For starters, let's see what I even want to do. I think I want to do source gems just because that is like the biggest thing in this. We could also do the dowsing rod, which is basically a rod that lets you find budding amethyst. You could scry for budding amethyst and magic find, which will cause magical creatures to glow within 75 blocks of you. I didn't even know that. Oh my goodness. It does have limited number of uses, so we could already craft that from the bat. And of course, for the source, we need a way to store our mana. So we could also make the source jar. We could also do, I think, the apparatus crafting. So this one is used for crafting special machines, equipment, curios, and Ars Nouveau, because crafting the apparatus requires up to 8 arcane pedestals, an arcane core, and the enchanting apparatus block. Oh, I think we can also craft the agronomic source link, so we could use crops to generate mana. I think we'll start with that. I think that's fine. But there was something that I was looking for, and I think it's the imbuement chamber, if I'm not mistaken. We're trying to, ultimately the goal is to get a enchanting apparatus started, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna need an imbuement chamber for that. Okay, I see what we have to do here. So we have to go and get some stone as well as a source gem, but to get a source gem, we are going to need, oh my goodness, why can't I see it? We're gonna need to put it in an imbuement chamber. This was the page that I was looking for. So we either need lapis or amethyst, so I have both of those. We should be okay. And to craft an imbuement chamber, it's just a bunch of wood as well as gold ingot. I don't know, I kind of want to make an area dedicated just to Ars Nouveau, but I figured we can use this as a starting point over here, because I kind of see myself hanging out here a lot and just doing a bunch of magic here. So let's go ahead and place this down here. So first things first, we could do a little dowsing rod. It's very simple to craft. I think it's like this. Yes, okay. This only, I think it's only a nearby. Okay, is there anything near us? No, but this will be better for the mines. Oh wait! Oh my god! It shows the Ars creatures as well. I think that is a whirly sprig, if I'm not mistaken. That is really cool. I think I will go ahead and craft a couple of those, just so we can check it out in the mines if we need. And then we are now going to craft the source jar, which just requires glass as well as some wood. This one, we can craft a few of them. Okay, I've made like 5 source jar, but it's okay because we are going to need a few of these. Like, we also got an advancement. It's called Not a Fluid, and we just had to acquire these source jars. Sneak to view, just like to do the crafting recipes and whatnot. I think that's really cool. Okay, let's also place a little bed here. Next, I want to make the agronomic source link, but we're going to need the imbuement chamber for that. The implement chamber is fairly simple. It's just wood with gold as well. So like I said, this mod really requires us to have kind of a hefty amount of gold. We also got the advancement imbued for it. I think we can set it up. We can put a little block over here. And it already looks magical. Okay, I think we have more amethyst than lapis. It should now be converting it into a source stone. While we are waiting on this, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of stone from downstairs. Okay, it has finally turned into a source stone, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. So let's go ahead and make another source stone, and it says if you add source nearby, it will increase the crafting speed. Alright, so I've been sitting here crafting my source gems, but we should have enough for now. We do have 6. But I also started this source berry farm, and basically with the agronomic source link that we're gonna make, it will make it so that it collects power from these crops. So let's go ahead and craft that. We just need 2 source gems like so, and we can also, yeah, I think that's perfect. So this crafts the agronomic source link. If we just put it here, I believe once they actually start growing, it's gonna start getting the power or source. I keep saying power, but when I say power in this mod, it just basically means source. I don't think we're allowed to bone meal them, but basically, I think this is how you would set it up. We're gonna wait and see if this will work. Oh, I think it did it, because I just saw that this crop grew. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think there's something inside there now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're gonna plant a little bit more. Wait, I think it is doing it. It's gonna be a slow process, but obviously later on we're gonna have better ways of making that. But it's okay. At least it's actually gathering the power. And of course, we now have to make the enchanting apparatus, which is a little more complicated. And it's not something that I've personally done too much of yet. But we just need a diamond, a source stone, gold ingots, and gold nuggets as well. Should have all those things. I just keep forgetting what the recipe is. Oh, source stone. Yeah, we need to make source stone like this. Guys, why do I have like memory loss? Oh my gosh. I keep like having to check the recipe every time, but we now have an enchanting apparatus. Oh my goodness. The magic mod mechanic. Acquire an enchanting apparatus. Okay. So this is like a whole setup thing, but I did want to have it like ready to be used for the future, or maybe next episode, who knows. But let's also craft the arcane core, which is fairly simple to make. We just need 2 gold ingots, source stone, and I think it's a source gem in the middle. Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. So I think this should power it like that. Pedestals must be within 3 blocks. So basically, this is going to be like our crafting grid in Ars Nouveau. And we need these pedestals to kind of like be like the recipe holders, I guess. But we are still going to need a couple of source gems for that. And we already have 3% power, which is amazing. And the pedestals, I think I will make some more source gems off camera, but I think the last thing I wanted to craft with this mod is the scribe's table. Basically, the scribe's table is how we're going to make a bunch of spells. I didn't even know you could do this, but if you right click the table with items, it inputs it in there, which is kind of cool. But if you also right click on this table, it shows us how we can unlock some glyphs, and basically we can customize our spells from there. If you guys have any spell ideas, oh my god, wait, that would be so fun. If you guys have any spell ideas and want me to build any cool spells, let me know down below. If you played with this mod, I would love to see your suggestions. But yeah, I think this is gonna be really fun to do. Can we like just put it? Oh no, we can put them here. Okay, perfect. It's okay, because we could still put them up. So we will do like a to-do board specifically for Ars Nouveau. Okay, that is some of my to-do for this mod. Just some goals that will help us like have a better time crafting and stuff. I'm very happy with our progress because we could do spells, we could do crafting, and we also have a starting like source area. So I think this is a good start to this mod. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Enchanted Slumber, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!